Hey guys, I want to share a quick insight both for our current customers as well as everyone else in our greater community who might be trying to level up their health, who's some kind of a busy executive or father professional. And this is prompted by a question that I just got today by someone who's exploring our program and comparing it to other programs. And he said, I only have 10 to 15 pounds to lose. And so what makes your program different than like other things I'm looking at? And what I have to do here is challenge that comment a little bit, because we've had dozens and dozens of people who go through the program, and initially they told us, maybe I'm 200 pounds and I want to get to 185, or I'm 220 and want to get to 200. But as we start working with these people, we realize that is not accurate. It does not really describe what they're after. That's just like a starting point. And that's why we have 4 phases within this program. So hear me out for a second. Here's what happens. People get started, and within a few months, let's say 2 or 3 months, they've lost the easily 10 to 15 pounds. Typically, it happens faster than that. And then they also notice that their belly fat is gone through maybe 2, 3, 4 inches, okay? And so they're excited and they're like, all right, awesome, I accomplished what I wanted. But then they realize they have a new goal. Why? Because our health is kind of like this insatiable mirage, and there's always something on the other side of it where we want to do and become better. And so milestone number 2 isn't just about losing the 10 to 15 pounds and getting 3 inches off our stomach. What then happens is we're like, now I actually want to reach my lean goal weight. And that's a little bit different than what I initially expected, because I still have a little bit of belly fat that I want to lose. That's milestone number 2, hitting your lean goal weight. And then what happens is you start to realize, maybe I'm now around 15 to 17% body fat, and I still want to lean out and get shredded, though far from becoming a bodybuilder or anything like that. So that's milestone number 3, is actually reaching 10 to 15% body fat, where the belly fat is totally gone and we actually are healthier, and there's insulin sensitivity. We can finally see our 6-pack again, if we've ever been able to see that ever in our life. And then what happens is we guys are like, I don't want to lose any more fat. And I've gone further than I ever have before in my life with my fat loss and my level of health, but now I actually want to get stronger and more muscular. Again, not a professional bodybuilder. And that's why we have phase 2 of our program. And so I feel like this more accurately describes what a lot of our high performing professionals really want. Is I want to lose 10 to 15 pounds. What it really is about is I want a sustainable lifestyle where I've gotten rid of all of the belly fat, and I have this newfound energy and vitality of life, and I feel more disciplined and in control. I have better health habits, and I've gone further than I ever remember possible in my life with my health. Why? Because I'm an elite individual, and I've paid the price in every other aspect of my life, and now it's so fun to win with my health again, and to be able to do more pull-ups than my son, and to be able to dunk a basketball like I did a couple years ago to match my son. And so it's this level of health that's this elite level. And what we find actually is then our clarity of thinking and our energy, our performance, how we're showing up with other aspects of our life, our level of presence has dramatically improved. I feel like this more accurately describes really what people are after as a sustainable lifestyle. Now, point number 2 on this, as people go into our program, they realize this isn't about counting calories and about moving more. That might help people accomplish milestone number 1, but not get much further than that. And they start to realize, there's more to this equation. If I truly want a dream level of health, and to achieve what is not normal, there's small and simple things I have to do to pay that price. And that's where macros come into play, with the proteins, the fats, the carbohydrates, with HIIT cardio and superset weight training, with not carbs are bad, but what's the quality of those carbohydrates? And so these more challenging aspects of nutrition and attention to detail, that's why we've provided all of these different components within the tribe. And if you're not looking to, be able to bench press 225 pounds 12 times or dunk a basketball or have six-pack abs, that's okay. But our intention is to give you every piece of this so that if you want to take things that far with your health, you have all of the tools necessary. And to close this out, I'm basing this off of, I consider myself basically an amateur bodybuilder, though fitness is a small part of my life. I would say my faith, my family, and my career is really what the center of this is. And I want to show up as the best version of myself for them. And having my health at a level that I want allows me to do that. And so 20 years later, I'm outperforming how I was able to do in college or in high school. I'm at a level of leanness that I had never had in my teenage or adult life. And so that's what I'm basing this on. And now we've had dozens and dozens of other guys take it that far with their level of health too. And the good news is it doesn't require extremes or fads or potions or injections or anything crazy, but it does require an added level of sophistication for a period of time until you get used to this and these habits become automatic. So my special thanks to those of you who are on this path, wherever you are on this path, no matter how far you want to take it, there's no right or wrong answer. And for those who might be exploring us in the future, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever, this is just for you. So if all you got to do is lose 10 to 15 pounds, I question that assumption and invite you to think about your health differently as well.